Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Mike Zakarian.
Wow. What's up, everybody? We are back. My neighbor this morning woke up. Well, I don't know what time they wake up. And they're very nice people. Let me just start with that. But they're doing a Gnarls Barkley medley. So it's like a lot of different versions of I think I'm crazy, which is like a lot. That's a lot early in the morning, but I guess it's only fair because she hears me scream at you guys every morning. So there's that. All right, who do we got in the chat? This one I see Sneeps up here. Jump Shoot, Jay Blaze is here. Orion says GM over subscribers. Mike Basson, good afternoon. Top good afternoon, team. That's terrible. That's terrible. Magus World's here. Cameron Quinlan, happy team whole day. We got the comment Stubbs, TST's in the house. J Buzz, Snoopaloo, Magtax here. Borland, Boston Basic Doctor, Truckenferg, Flo the Henry. Flo the Henry just throwing a little. It shouldn't even be it. Thank you for that. We got Jump Shoot here. Who else? Garen's in the house. Bowdivine. We got Marthans. Who else? The Hoggy, Louis C. Ison DeLone. There we go. No dog in the window. The dog will get here in probably 30 to 35 minutes. Hackers here. Coach Stark Holmes. We got Merca Mice. We got Taylor's out here. Who else? Levi, JC Dynasty. Okay, JC Dynasty. Haven't seen you in a while. Joe Connors. And then Weisberg came in here, not even to say hi, but to pump his bags tonight. You guys can check him out on Playback. You can find a link to that in the show notes. We got a fun one today, okay? Listen. Yeah, I teased it like it was going to happen yesterday. And here's the only downside to doing it today versus yesterday. On Tuesday nights, I host trivia. So two things happen. I yell at people for 2.5 to 3 hours. And I also have a drink or two. And so now, like, I'm a little puffier. My voice is a little worse. So just think yesterday you had a very professional looking show and you just got that. That was just an extra bonus. And today you get to see me, just vibe after a long night. So it's good to see it. Regulator said, did you see Dwight Howard with the 3-point competition? I didn't. I will look into that though. We got Regulator homies here, DJ Local as well. All right. So we get a fun one. I'm going to allow like some time to pass here. So we'll vamp a little bit just so we get a few more people before we like really dive into the oversubscribed stuff that we've been talking about for a while. And then we'll still talk some basketball here towards the end as well. Originally, I was going to talk some basketball first, but I think we do this first just because y'all are so excited. And then we will, there's some Top Shot stuff, and we'll look at some So Rare stuff as well. A lot of guys, I'm excited. But listen, in order to like truly do all the engagement farming that's required, like the stream, subscribe, put hashtag oversubscribe into the chat. We'll give away whatever Top Shot moments I have that aren't locked. I don't even know how many there are. But we'll do two different giveaways here towards the end. And if you're a So Rare bro and you're like, I'm not in the Top Shot gang, and you win, just let me know and I'll find the something that's worth $1, because that's basically what the Top Shot moment is going to be as well. So go ahead and do that. Like the stream, subscribe, put hashtag oversubscribe. Also, like, real quick, I'll direct your attention to the links in the show notes. We've got, what do we have down there? You join the Discord. If you haven't done that, I'll drop a link. I feel like anybody that's here right now is probably already in the Discord, but just in case, I'll drop a link into there. You can find a link to Momentum Labs, where we get all our sweet projections for our So Rare stuff. You can find a link to the Playback, where we'll be watching some hoopy hoops tonight. Weisberg's going to be over there with the return of Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant's playing for the Suns tonight, so that'll be a fun one. So go check that out. What else do I have in those? We've got so many. Oh yeah, sign up for So Rare. Oh, the Team Hold Substack. I actually started working on something yesterday that I'm excited about. That's going to come out. Hope we'll see. Probably Friday, maybe Monday. So check that out as well if you haven't signed up for that. And then the VIPs. Yeah, if you're not in the VIPs already, I honestly don't know what to tell you. That feels hurtful. Actually, there's other ways to use your money that we'll talk about soon. So I'm just going to highlight Top Shot Common Man trying to enter the giveaway here. And this is what he put. Burke. Oh, he did it backwards. Okay. All right. God, he's just making me lose my mind. All right. So yeah, get that oversubscribe, hashtag oversubscribe into the chat, like the stream, all that stuff. And then, yeah, just a couple of content notes before we get into it. So we'll have 89 Cavs tonight is going to be at 7 o'clock. Steve and Justin are back at it. So excited for that. And then I believe Shot Tank is at 9 on this very channel. And it sounds like we'll have some stuff to talk about. So that'll be fun. And then if you missed Watch Your Work last night, Kevin and Kelsey returned to talk some W, also talk some college hoops as well. And then on Friday, we'll have the morning show. And then we'll have Live Before Lock. And then I'm just going to sleep. I'm going to sleep all weekend long. I'm very excited about it. Yeah, I think that's it. I think we did all the business. That took 6 minutes. That's a lot of business. I guess we have a 1.5-minute video, so that helps. All right, you guys ready? Are you guys ready to get into some of this? Are we ready for this? The long-awaited over. I know we teased you guys with this a while ago now. And then you just kept asking questions, and I was like, just be patient. Just be patient. You'll also notice we created a channel in the Discord too. So listen, we've just specifically for oversubscribed. So as questions come in, and if I don't have some of the answers today, that's fine. The lovely people of oversubscribe are in the chat with us too, so they can help out as well. And also because we have that channel in the Discord, any questions that come up, we can get you answers if we don't know. I'm not going to make anything up. So if I don't have your answers, I'll come back to you and get them for you. But let's get into some of this. So we had already talked a little bit basically what we were doing. We created a company with Oversubscribe. They're helping us out. The beautiful thing about Oversubscribe right now is they are taking people in my shoes who are super, super talented, but don't have any resources, and are just on the up. We're trying to level up, and they help us get there, both with helping us find resources and also connecting us with very talented people who can help us show us the way a little bit. Also, Peter in the chat right there. Peter's right there. So what we did, we created a company, the Team Hold Creator LLC, to handle all of our business operations, baby. I'm the manager, the founder, and the only employee right here. Although we will be paying Veronica shortly. The company lets us, we're in charge of the content. So we're doing all the content stuff. Basically, what this helps me do all the stuff I don't understand, which is most of it, except for turning on the camera and just calling Poker Pro Eric an idiot. That's what I'm very good at. So we're still in charge of all of that stuff. But what it really does, it allows us to raise some money from investors that could be you to help us get to the next level. So what we're trying to do with some of the money that we are raising now is, you've seen some of the YouTube shorts that we've been doing with Veronica. I've already talked about it and plugged it a million times, but Veronica has been doing some really great editing for us and making me look a little prettier and a little funnier with some graphics and some jokes in there. And so what I would like to do is to not abuse that friendship with Veronica and pay her. So that is really what the bulk of what we're doing is, just trying to get those shorts out, because the short form content, as we'll look at too, has really led to some of our Team Holds growth. We've been pumping because of that short form content. I want to make a focus to continue to do that. And by being able to pay Veronica, she'll be excited to do it, and way more than doing it for free, even though at no point was she pay me or I'm out. So that's really exciting. But also, we really want to start pushing some of these live shows a little bit more. We go to Summer League in Vegas, right? And instead of relying solely on someone like Top Shot paying for something, it would be cool for us to get the venue for the live show. Then maybe we get sponsorships that cover it later. But in order to just cement what we're doing for these live shows, these in real life events, maybe it allows us to do something in a different city as well as we continue to grow. So that's really the bulk of it. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to continue to grow. We're trying to continue to create short form content that helps us grow. And then going to these NBA events, maybe it helps with giveaways and stuff like that. It allows us to do what you saw at All-Star Game weekend, right? That's the perfect example of Dustin and I being able to get out there, do some man on the street stuff, some different types of content. All of that stuff is what this is gearing towards, right? So that's very exciting. I'm going to be hitting some specific stuff before I share before I share the portal page where you can check out everything, but I just want to make sure I hit some of this just so you know we don't go to jail. So let's hit a couple of the other stuff. So there's this law called regulation crowdfunding that allows fans to invest in the company, right? So it's partnered with a company called Oversubscribe. We've already talked about it, that have helped us with this. And the Oversubscribe is helping us with this fundraising event, right? So they've helped set up the company. They've helped set up all the documents. They helped me talk to the SEC, which that scared the crap out of me when I got a phone call from them. It's a very normal thing, except I don't know. Has your phone ever just said United States SEC in the caller ID? It's wild. They were very nice though. So they helped do all that stuff. The minimum investment stuff, the minimum investment, just so you know, and I should explain this a little bit more, right? So minimum investment is $50, but it's a one-time payment. And basically what we're doing here is instead of doing like a Patreon, right? Instead of doing, you give me $5 a month, and then I'm like, hey, what if I give you like a video and a t-shirt and a high five next time I saw you? Instead, this is like a one-time thing. And then you have an opportunity to maybe, if we do well, make a little bit money on the back end. But also, like, you're familiar with NBA Top Shot. We might just go to zero. I don't think we're going to go to zero, but we might. But instead of doing the Patreon, this is kind of like what we're doing with it. So in return, this is the fun stuff for you all, right? So the way this works is they set up a company. They set up the Team Hold LLC company. And as all of our revenue, all of the revenue that comes in from Team Hold from here on out, so whether that's all of you guys signing up for Underdog and we get a little kickback, all of the So Rare stuff that everybody gets mad about, because apparently I've made millions off of you signing up for So Rare. But any sort of money, any sort of revenue, the Google AdSense, hashtag super chat, right? All of that stuff that comes in is now going to go into that Team Hold LLC. Any sort of brand deal we get, any sort of sponsorship, any sort of stuff like that is going to go into to this one big account. And then the Oversubscribe people, what they have done is they've set up, there's almost like 2 accounts within it, right? So they're 86.5% of that is going to the Team Hold people, so we can continue to make that sweet, sweet content, so we can pay Veronica, so we can have in real life events, so I can shower regularly. And then the 13.5% goes back into the investor pool. So that's all that 13.5% stays in there just for you. I can't touch it. I can't even, well, maybe I can look at it, but I don't think I can. But I can't touch it. That's just for the investors. And so that will happen over the course of this arrangement, which is going to be for 3 years in honor of Steph Curry. So that's how that's going to work. So we'll be doing that over the course, over the course of the 3 years. 13.5% of whatever comes in goes back to the investor. So again, can't stress enough, right? If you are doing this because you're like, dude, you know what? I feel like I could retire by doing this. I feel like that's a bad idea. So right this could absolutely be a nothing burger. But like, it's, again, instead of doing the Patreon of where you're just like getting a t-shirt and a high five, there's also an opportunity like, hey, maybe we do pop off. Maybe America's Got Talent is like, we got to get that guy on stage. You know, I don't know, whatever. So that's our plan. Let me make sure. I want to hit some other stuff. I think right now, actually, I think we hit most of it. So what I can do is I'm going to share the link with you all right now. Actually, can I get a thumbs up from the people in the back? We feel good. We're good to share the portal page. We feel good about that. All right, I'm going to share the link right now, and you guys can take a look at it. I'll also share screen as well. So you guys can see what it's looking like. We can walk through it together, because in the words of High School Musical, we are all in this together. So, all right, I'm going to share the link right there. Feel free to poke around. I'm going to pull this up. Bang. Look at this. Here we go. So the Team Hold Creator LLC. Look at that pretty face. Shout out G Dunn for making that happen. There we go. I feel like this photo was from, I think, like 6 or 7 years ago now, like, or maybe 5, when I was new into New York. But you know what? You can still see those bags, baby. All right, here we go. So we're going to get in here, invest in Team Hold and share in their future success. So here we go. We are raising, the goal right now is to raise $27,442. And again, as outlined earlier, right, that money is going to, for the content, right? So it's going to Veronica to pay for that, those sweet, sweet shorts and editing skills that we don't possess, as well as doing some in real life events. So that's what you got right there. Let's keep moving on. So here you go. A little bit about Team Hold, baby. Listen, a lot of you know this. So what I will do is focus on this stuff right here. So we've got some milestones and accomplishments. We've talked about how it will the investment will be used and for what. Well, we can look at that a little bit more as well, and how will supporters make returns on investment. So we can talk a lot about that. But I wanted to highlight some stuff, right? So pump the metaphorical bags, if you will. So here we go. And this is just in 2022. Also, I think we're going to get a doggo sighting soon for those that were asking for it. Team Hold's YouTube subscriber increased over 100%, right? Just in 1 year, we went from 3,200 to 7,500, excuse me. And just so you know where we're at right now, in case you're not looking at this stuff 100% of the time like I am, we're at 8,372. So still cooking, and it's only February. Oh, and actually it's March. Happy March, everybody. Is it rabbit? Is that what we're supposed to say at the beginning? Sorry, the dog just came and stuck his face in my hip, so it threw me off. All right, let's keep looking. What else we got here? We surpassed 1 million total views on a pace to hit 4 million in 2023. I think we're already at like 1.4 or something like that. So we're just cooking. We're absolutely cooking on the views. That's because of the shorts. It's because of the stuff that we're doing. We've worked with brands and companies including So Rare, NBA Top Shot, Underdog, Fantasy, Flolio, On the Moment, and more. Shout out Momentum Labs, who are in the more category. We surpassed over 60,000 followers across all Team Hold platforms. That's including our TikToks, our Instas, our Twitters. I was going to make a True Social joke, but I won't. Although technically, I guess I did. We don't have an account over there. Don't look for us. And then we attended All-Star Weekend as freaking creators, right? So it was a fun year. And it's exciting to continue to see that pop. Look at that. Another beautiful face from that same photo shoot. This has booked me no gigs. How will the investment be used and for what period of time? Here we go. So we got a breakdown here of like 20K for editor and graphics contractor. We've got live in-person events. We've got development of new types of content. And then I'm sure some of you were like, why is Oversubscribed doing this? Right? Why are they doing this? Well, because out of the goodness of their heart, because they're very good, talented people who are connected. But that's where they've got a $2,400, like it's a percentage, right? 8.9% of the offering amount. So that's why when you see the number of 27,442 or whatever it was, 25 is for us to make the magic happen, and that is their fee right there. And then you can see, right, we've got our YouTube ad revenue in 2021. Hell yeah, 500. And then now we've continued to move in 2022 and pump a little bit. Let's get into some of the perks. So what we're going to do here, we talked in real life events, right? Vegas, baby, Vegas. When we're going to go out there for Summer League, that's where we'll have like an investors only little drinks and meetup. Like, of course, we're going to do our live show. We're going to have a Team Hold happy hour, but on a specific time of night, just for the people who were able to make it there that were invested, we're going to do a special little thing for you guys. We'll also have a fun way for those who we obviously know everyone can't travel to Vegas for that. We'll find a fun way to include you guys both in that specific thing, but we'll also have like a little Zoom happy hour as well. We know we have the Oversubscribe Discord channel already, but that will be gated once we hit that number and get moving. So that way you'll have your own little community, so I can keep you up to date with what's going on. Or if you can make fun of me, and you wanted to make fun of me just in front of 100 people instead of 1,000 people, you can do that. We'll have an investor only YouTube badge, baby. We got a new YouTube badge. Yeah, homies is saying #VIPJs. You guys are like the originals. PJ Washington's. And then, yeah, we'll also have a monthly investors only happy hour show stream with investor driven topics. So instead of just doing it on YouTube, because we've talked about this before, I feel like we just do, whether it's in the Discord or a Zoom, if you guys have stuff that you're like, hey, and it doesn't have to be Oversubscribed specific or Team Hold specific, but basically we can just put something out there that's like, hey, what are you guys interested in this month that we could like cover or talk about? And it'll be just a hang for all of us instead of doing like a full thing. So we wanted to create some perks, so it's not just like the monetary thing, right? So that there's some other opportunities for you to hang with us and feel like a deeper part of the Team Hold community. So that is some of the perks. Here we go. I covered this a little bit, right? So supporters in aggregate will receive 13.5% of all creator revenue for a period of 3 years. The creator at the center of this company, that's me, can choose to end their career as a creator at any point after the funded period time, even if no revenue is being generated. Your individual share of these annual payouts will be equal to the percentage of your investment. I know that was a question we got earlier when someone was like, well, what if I just donate? What if I invest 25,000? which is an insane thing to say or do, but okay, you would get 100% of the 13.5%. Don't do. Well, I'm not going to tell you what to do, what not to do, but like, I don't know. It would just be a lot of one-on-one time. And I don't know if I can commit to that. I mean, obviously I would commit to it because legally I'm required to, as I'm saying here. The supporters of the company will be paid via annual distribution and will receive a K1 for tax purposes. Our friends over at Oversubscribe will, blah, 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 actually, I'll answer that after the fact. Team Hold Creators LC is Delaware. Shout out Delaware. Big Delaware fans now. So this includes ad share revenue from hosting platforms, right? So that's any sort of money we make from TikTok, any sort of money we make from Instagram, from Twitter. I don't think you can make money on Twitter, although some NFT creators can show you they can shill for money. That's not what we're doing, though. Also, the Google AdSense, Super Chats, all that stuff, like I was saying before, all of it's going to go into the same account. So brand partnerships that are featured, affiliate links, merchandise sale, donations, tips, all that stuff, and speaking engagements, baby. When NBA Top Shot comes to their senses and they say, we want to give you 100K as a carry-in to talk to the people. So all that stuff is going to go in there, and that is kind of where those percentage breakdowns happen. Also, if you guys have questions too, I know I'm like, I feel like I took like, let's use a non-drug. I drank a ton of caffeine, and then I'm just kind of like Ace Venturaing it and talking as fast as I can. So if you guys have questions, fire them into the chat. And this is open for, I believe, 20 days, right? So any sort of questions that I can't answer for you right now, you can put them into the chat, put them into the Discord, and we can do that as well. And I can get back to you. There's also a Q&A. So if you guys have questions, you can fire them in and we'll throw them in there. And then you can invest now, baby. So when you click that, right, put your email password in there. I'm not going to take you through that whole thing. And then there's a pretty little video of me, at the end to say, hey, we did it. You did it. We did it. All of it. Real quick too, I just want to say, like, it's not lost on me that, you know, we're like, hey, I think we're doing some pretty good stuff. You want to do the stuff with us? You want to help us with us? So it's not lost on me what we're doing right now, and I'm pretty excited about it. And we really did our homework to think, like, is this the best way to help? Is this the best way to move forward? And I think it's like the combination of this being kind of like a group effort with all of you guys. I feel like you have some hashtag investment, but also like, so you're a rooting interest in what we're doing as well. But also we're working with a team like Oversubscribe that not only is helping us on the business side of things, because that is not my skill set, but they've already set me up with like a person who's specializes in brand management deals, and like have talked through the process of what that looks like. I've talked to someone who used to work at YouTube that I'm blanking on their name right now, but I know they were like very big in the creator side of YouTube stuff. And they're not only helping us like get raise money and raise capital so we can continue to move forward, they're also just like setting us up for success. And we've already seen it. Like I started working with them probably December, maybe was our first meeting. And like, that's when the short stuff changed. And even just like stupid little things, like you saw the shorts went from just the clip to then being like, also, if you like daily NBA content, hit that subscribe button, which sounds like a dumb, corny thing, which immediately has helped boost our stuff. So let me get to some of the questions as well. NBA TST asked, if you meet your investment goal, does it stop? AKA people can't continue to invest once it hits. That's correct, right? So once we hit that number, once we hit that 27K, 25 for us plus the fee, right? Once we hit that, that is when it stops. That's like the number we decided. And like, this might sound a little corny. We thought, like, after we got your responses, when we did the interest, like who was interested at the beginning, there was an opportunity to just be like, because you guys seemed very interested. We could have done more money. And I didn't want to take more than I felt like we needed to do what we were trying to do, right? Like, we're trying to grow because of the shorts. We wanted to pay someone for our shorts work, and we wanted to have some funds available so we could do these in real life events. And that was like the goal moving into this. So just because we hit a higher number than we thought, it doesn't mean we need to change the goals immediately, right? I don't know. What's an example? Like NBA Top Shot. Just because there's some demand doesn't mean we need to print 60,000 moments. So similar to that. Yeah, Mac Attack said, interested how you came up with the goal amount. Can you speak on that? So after talking with Veronica, I talked a little bit about what her rate would be, or her hourly rate, and then we mapped out how many hours a week that would be. And then so the goal is for the money for paying an editor was, I mapped it out for a full calendar year. So for 12 months was the goal. And then hopefully, because of the growth, more money comes in, and then we're able to pay her with the revenue that comes in from that 86.5%. So that's how I came to terms with that. I also looked at how much we paid for, or how much Top Shot paid for the Vegas venue last year, which was for 200 people in an open bar, which is not what we would do. I don't think it'd be a little bit different than that. So kind of looked at some venues out there and tried to map out how much that would cost. And yeah, so that's kind of how I came to that. I hope that answers it, Mac Attack. If you're looking for a deeper explanation, let me know. I'm happy to go into it a little bit more. Mike Basson, shut up, Mike Basson. Am I okay to subscribe through, though not based on the US? That's a good question. Yes, except because of Canadian laws. We can't accept Canadian investments. Okay, I just learned that right now. And I know our man TST right now is probably devastated. But that is a good question from TSC. If international should check laws of your home country. So that's the advice that I would give you. And I'll look into it a little bit more as well, because that wasn't something I had thought about. So we'll look at it. So shut up. I'm sorry. TSC just moved to the United States, dude. Not because of that. I just would like you to be closer. All right. Regulator said, so 500 donors at $50 would get you to 25K, or 5% of your YouTube subs. Yeah. I mean, I guess you did that math, Regulator. I already told you I'm not the math guys. But yeah, so that's what, again, I didn't want to be like, hey, because we could raise more, let's make it 50K. And then it's like, well, am I just taking money to take money? And that's not helpful for anybody. I'd rather set this goal, hit this benchmark, do a good job for the next 3 years. And then maybe 3 years later, we're able to pump it up a little bit more and reinvest and do something different. Coach Stark says, does it have to be a one-time payment, or can you make multiple payments within the month time frame? That's a good question. I actually don't know the answer to that. But I'll see what our friends from Oversubscribe say in the chat. You can do multiple. So you can do, if you decide like, hey, on March 1st, I really believe in Zakarian. And then on March 9th, now I'm like, I really believe in Zakarian. So you could do it multiple times. Good question. Let's see. Anything else that I missed into the chat? Again, feel free to continue to pump these questions. Someone was saying that the number wasn't updating. Do you want me to see if I can refresh? Okay. So we can look into it. Maybe it just went live last night, so we can we couldn't put it live earlier because I didn't want anyone doing it overnight. Once the payment details go through, the amount will get updated. So there you go. So there you go. Stay tuned. In 3 years, I thought this was a question. I thought it was in 3 years, will you be on network TV? I don't know. I think in the perfect world, we're still doing this. I would like to be, not that I want to be Pat McAfee because he's wild, but I love that idea of still having control over everything you're doing. And then maybe you're, outsourced to do a couple of things. So that's like truly my goal. All right. Also, yeah, that's a good point. The payment, once it's received, it's in escrow. So it might take a day or so for it to, it might take a day or so for that to upload. Or update. So just be patient with that. And I will keep people up to date too. I promise you, this won't be the only time we talk about this, because we got 20 days to hit that sweet, sweet number. Also, I was supposed to let me get, there's some educational materials that I can share, because I know TST had a question about securities, even though that probably doesn't help him anymore because he lives in Canada. All right, if you guys in the chat can direct me to where link is at the top, thank you. All right, hold on. Educational materials. Good Lord. So I'll drop this link into the chat, but this explains everything from how it works, how they selected me, the fees, the types of securities, all of that stuff. So I'll drop that in there. All right. Did Overzet found Oversubscribe? Found it? No, Overzet did not found it. Oh, because Oversubscribe. I get it. You were making a joke. I thought You were making a joke. My bad. But I'd pay more and at a higher valuation to be invested for more than 3 years. Hacker, that is it. Listen, this is there's like a calculus that went into it. There was a calculus that went into this where I didn't want to like 5 years. Who know? I don't know. I did the math. I was like, I'm going to be in my 40s in 5 years. And I like had to I mean, I guess I'm going to be in my 40s in 3 years too, but 5 years felt like a lot longer. And I was trying to find the right time for the right amount of money that made sense for like the growth that we were shooting for, right? And so it was easier for me to look at the 3-year window and be like, okay, this is exactly what I'm trying to do in this time frame. But I appreciate you saying that. I'll also like, I'll be honest, man. If you guys gave us like, right, say we raised 200K. I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do with 200K right now. Like, I don't know how I would use that for growth. I mean, yeah, there's like some big picture ideas, but I don't know if I'm there yet, right? So instead, what we do is we do it for 3 years, and then hey, maybe this partnership makes a ton of sense. Maybe we had such a fun time doing it, like, and you guys had a fun time doing it, and then we're like, all right, 3 years from now, we run it back and do something a little bit different, and we get a bigger number, and then we take over the damn world. So there's right, like we can do that, but I really, again, it's not lost on me. I don't like asking people for money. I don't. So, and I know that's not exactly what's happening, right? This is more of a partnership. So I really wanted to make sure that this felt like the right amount for what we're trying to do. So I hope that makes sense. I mean, if that makes sense. Oh, hey, I love you, Hacker. You're the best. You're the best. All right. What else? Did I miss anything else here in the chat? Any idea of the time frame on the annual distribution? Oh, that's a good question, Mac Attack. Should be shortly after the end of a calendar year. So there you go. Should be shortly after the end of a calendar year. Good question. Okay. Peter came in with the answer for Patrick. I know Patrick was doing a bit just because I assume he was only because Top Shot recently was in the news for they tried to throw out a case or have the judge dismiss a case. And the judge was like, we need to see if it is a security or not, which is a whole nother conversation. How does the Underdog partnership tie into oversubscribe? So Jumpshoot, all it does is, right, so like we've done 2 different deals with Underdog in the past. So the one reoccurring one is the affiliate link. And I think I've told you guys this before. Every time a user signs up and deposits onto Underdog, we get a little bit of a kickback. Right. So it's almost being like, thanks. They actually break it down. They tell you how much they value like a new user, and then we get a percentage of what that value is. Right. So that will continue to happen every time someone signs up for promo code, but instead of it coming to my checking account every month, that will now be rerouted there. The other kind of deal that we do with Underdog, we got oversubscribe Underdog. But with Underdog is like sometimes like what we're doing now with the Pick'em. We have a deal with them that we do a Pick'em every day to like promote the Pick'em stuff. And same thing, right? That money, instead of coming to me, will then go. I mean, it still comes to me, but it comes to the company. So team hold Landon kiosk. Yeah, what, dude? Once we get kiosk, you know what we should do, Cameron? Maybe we do use some of that Vegas money for like the live event. We have a kiosk at the live event just for the joke of it all, you know? Yeah. Anyways, good questions from everybody. Thanks for being smart. Merkermeist, I saw your comment. I'm not going to share it just because I've been seeing, lawsuits are flying around in that world. So I'm not interested in commenting on a quarterback. Team hold app. No app yet. No app yet. Yeah, keep firing questions if you guys have anything else. Again, I can't thank you enough for just even that's the other thing. Like, if you don't do this, there's no one's mad. You know what I mean? Like, there's no expectation that everyone should be a part of this, that everyone should do it. This is truly if you just want to like grow with us. So don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Is there going to be more streams today? Yeah, we got another show. We got another show at 7:00 with the 89 Cavs, and then another one at 9 with what's it called? Shot Tank. What's the news? Tug, you got to just go back to the beginning. Go back to the beginning. We are there's an opportunity to invest in Team Hold. We're raising $25,000 to help with paying a graphic design editor. hashtag Veronica, to continue to help us with our short form content, also to help with in real life events like Vegas and Summer League. There's a lot of fun perks. Let me share. I can share the link one more time though. Why don't I do that? Actually, you know what I'll do? Not only will I share the link, we'll pin the link so everybody can see it for the rest of our lives. Hold on. Let me, we'll pin it. We'll pin it. All right, there we go. So go ahead and check that out. Look around. Let me see what the private chat. All right, cool. Thank you. What do we got? This is basically like investing in Mr. Beast at the ground floor. Yeah, I don't know if, yeah, I guess. I don't know if I want to be Mr. Beast, but yeah, it is. You're right. That's a good, yeah. And it's for like a 3-year period, right? It's a 3-year period. And then we'll talk about it a little bit more as we get there. Where is the cheapest place to get engines? Or what is the cheapest country that I TST, that's gonna have to be in your Google search, not in mine. All right. How much of this money is going to help you cover the Lakers? None of it. Shut up, Botavine. I would like to invest. All right. The minimum, and I feel like Tog, I can't tell if you're being serious or doing bits, but the minimum investment for something like this, if you want to do a one-time investment, is $50. So 50 is the minimum. And then 13.5% of the total revenue that comes in goes back to the investors, and you get paid out annually. So I think that's it. I think we covered most of the stuff. I don't know. Any other questions? We'll absolutely, depending on the questions that come in, we might have the oversubscribed friends come on a show later in the week or early next week to answer any questions you might have. Or I know how sometimes people just feel better when they see the people's faces. That's a Web3 thing, right? So if enough questions come in that or if that sounds like something that you'd be interested in, we'll do that later in the week or early next week. Also, again, this is going on for the next 3 weeks or so. So we're going to continue to Peter says I have a face, and there it is. You can even see it in the avatar right there. So we'll, you can continue to ask questions. We're going to talk about it a bunch. Hold on. Where can I find the Detroit basketball song? Need it for the gym. I think that's an OG Steven one. I'll see if I can get it from Justin. Should we keep our VIP YouTube or cancel it if we invest in oversubscribe? Jump shoot. That's totally up to you. So the good news is, if you do oversubscribe and you are a VIP, technically 13.5% of that is yours. So it makes the numbers look better. Is there a monthly payment option that might be easier for some folks to do? That's a good question, Regulator. Unfortunately, we can't do that right now. That is not an option. I got a couple of questions. Like, I know Limsey says this is a joke. What happens if you get paid in Top Shot moments? We will not be getting paid in Top Shot moments. But some people did ask about like the opportunity to pay with cryptocurrency. I got that question quite a few times, and I'm almost positive, 99.99% sure that is not an option. That it's got to be fiat, as you dorks would say. So unfortunately, you can't give me your ETH, which is fine. Are Dustin and Greg involved at all? Yeah. Dustin and Greg are still a part of the team. Here's the thing. We've talked about this a bunch, right? Our Disney bros, Dustin and Greg, are still obviously a part of everything that we're doing at Team Hold, but they are like executives at Disney, and Dustin was running around on Ant-Man. They've got like new Avengers stuff coming out. Like, they are super, super busy, and they're going to still be involved the best way they can. They'll be jumping on streams. Greg's going to be doing some baseball stuff soon. He's actually partnering up with Nifty Sports, and our friend Eric is going to be coming on a show soon to talk a little bit about that. But we'll have some baseball content. Dustin's going to pop around. We're going to do some TV stuff as well. So that, like, it's not like they're not a part of it or anything like that. This is just to continue to keep the ball moving. And because it's, I'm doing a lot of the lifting, the day-to-day heavy lifting, which they would agree on. This kind of helps ease that a little bit, so I don't, die. All right. Ty says, I'm liking the sound of this, Mike. Not going to invest since I've pissed my money on parlays last week, but I'm excited to see where you go. And that's totally fair. No, TST, it wasn't just you bugging me. Lots of people asked that question. Ghost asked it to me this week, I believe. A lot of people asked that question. I thought that was a good question. The good question about seeing if you could use crypto. You just can't. But I think that's it. What else we got? Do we have any other questions you guys have for me? I mean, we're still going to talk some basketball. We're up to $1,225. Look at that. Isn't that fun? Now I have another thing. Instead of just refreshing the YouTube analytics every day, now I can refresh these analytics as well. We can just continue to look at it. So there we go. For that reason, I'm out. Just wanted to say that. Love Shark Tank. Do you stop raising funds after 20 days or continue until you hit the 25K? That's a good question, regulator. I think I'm pretty sure we're going to hit that 25K. But you're saying if we don't hit 25K, right? Yeah, if we don't hit 25, listen, I'm just going to tell you right now, we are going to hit 25K. I'm not too worried about it, but we'll probably just stop it after the 20 days, right? So if we get to 19K, we'll just stop it right there. So I hope that helps. There we go. What else we got? Anything else? Just invested way too much. Don't tell me. All right. Well, you gotta. I'm all about communication. You should talk to your wife. Keep Dustin and Greg for the Disney end. Yeah. Just in case they get us on the Mickey Mouse channel. Just in case they get us on the Mickey Mouse channel. Are there legal documents, contracts we have to sign? And what about tax documents when we get the shares? So yeah, I mentioned a little bit earlier. It was a great question, Ming. There's going to be a K1 document that you will have to fill out for tax purposes. And all of that stuff is on the site too. So when we go back, you can find some of it in the homepage, but I'll share the educational materials as well. It talks a little bit about the restrictions, about the creator agreement, the cancellation policy, investment amount restrictions, all that stuff, right? It'll all share stuff. The K1 will be sent, by the way. You don't have to fill any of that out. There's only one document for investors to sign. There's only one. What else we got? Does 13% stick? Yeah. So the 13, that number was set. I think I'm allowed to talk about how we came to that number, right? Can I get a, yeah. Okay. So the reason the way we came to the 13.5%, it's a great question, by the way, was that we wanted to make sure it was fair, right? And that there was an opportunity for you to feel like, if we do well, that you get a little something out of it, right? So if it was like, 8% on 3 years, if we blow up in year 5, you're probably like, hey, what the heck? So this way, by doing it like this, because we did 3 years instead of 4 or 5 years, we upped the percentage a little bit. So if it was over 5 years, maybe it would have been like that 8 to 9% range. But because it was the 3-year time frame, we were like, let's bump it up. So, and the oversubscribed guys, based on the numbers we have, the conversations we've had, they've created like a projection of sorts. So we were able to see, like, if we pop, what does this look like? If we hit our goal, what does this look like? If we don't, what does it look like? And we wanted to make sure that the number made sense. So that's how we landed on 13.5%, to give you a little chance of, like, to feel like you had a fair shot at something, right? Because if it's like 4% over 3 years, you're like, what the hell are we doing? So this felt like a little bit nicer. Also from Ming, he said, at the bottom of the offering is a link. Oh, this is for Ming. At the bottom of the offering, there's a link to the official offering document. They also sign an agreement during the investment process that they'll be able to download. So you should be able to see that as well. Patrick says your investment was completed successfully. Congrats on getting this going. Excited to be along for the ride. Hell yeah. Thanks for being there, man. I thought 13% was due to Triple J's number. There we go. Sorry. I know, TST. I'm sorry, dude. Listen, I have nothing but love and respect for Canadians. I stood for the Canadian national anthem when I was in Utah for the All-Star game. Listen, I'm pro Canada. I love your health insurance stuff. Listen, you and your wife should move, Also, are you guys married, TSC? I don't think I knew you were like officially married. That's huge news. You should sign up and oversubscribe for that. Is anyone good to math to figure out how much investors would actually make, saying $100 investment while bringing in X amount of dollars? Snoopaloop, you know what I maybe could do? The only thing I don't want, like, I guess we could show you what, like, a projection. I'm not going to do it right now into the chat, or not doing it at this chat, or this show. But what I can do maybe in the Discord is like play it out a little bit so you can see. Again, the oversubscribed guys kind of like mapped it out what it would look like. So I can help you, just give you an idea. I mean, it's not again, can't stress enough. None of this is like guaranteed. If we learned anything from the Top Shot situation, no emojis. No, I'm not using any emojis, no rocket ships, no fires. Like there's, this could be a big bagel. But I can't tell you I could show you what it would look like if things went well. MacTech says, will we be able to track our returns throughout the year? So I'll send out an annual report. You'll get one, especially at that meeting in Vegas. Like that'll be like one of our meetings. So we'll definitely do that. And then we'll, I think I'll also have the ability to like share that stuff if we do have like regular or like at our Zoom meetings and stuff like that, or our monthly stream. I should be able to share that stuff. So maybe that's what we'll do. We'll commit to when we do have that monthly like hang where we talk about whatever you guys want to talk about, I can like include what that's looking like. So there we go. That's a good Superloop said, oh yeah, you already asked that. Sorry, I already shared that. That would be fun for me too, just to take a look at it. And also like for those that do know me a little bit better, like I'm very competitive with stuff like this. So in like a healthy way, in the same way that you see us like work hard on shorts because, subscribers are growing up. So it'll be good for me to look at too. All right. So to the math question, if we average around 67,000 per year, so that's for you, Mac Attack, about the $100. If we average around 67K per year, investors will come out even, right? And so like when we think about some of the brand deals that we've been and the conversations we were having about, right? So like I'm sure year one will look very different from year three, right? So I think and again, none of this, who knows? Like who absolutely knows? No one has a clue. But most likely the way this would roll out, if it was to go well, right, is like year one, we're just like grinding and continuing to see some growth. Probably like definitely some more brand deals, but more so like the numbers continue to grow. And then by year three is supposed to be like, hopefully it's like we've snowballed. You know what I mean? We've snowballed. We've continued to grow. So the numbers keep going up. Like in the same way that I was showing you guys the 2022 years, right? Where we started at 3,250 or whatever it was, and then ended up at 7,500. Like if we continue, actually, I can show you guys something that's kind of cool on Social Blade, which shout out Social Blade, they remind me of like the Basketball Reference of social media, where it's got like a very informative website that they haven't updated in 55 years. But here, I'll show you guys this. So I come over here, are way too much. But what it does is shows you like projections of what growth looks like. And I think like this is what gets me excited about like the path that we're on. And again, it's just projections. So who knows, right? There we go. PayPal for Business. So this gives us some like rankings. I don't really care about the rankings. I'm more interested in what like the milestones potentially look like. Although it feels like, okay, here we go. Sorry. The website was tweaking. So when we look at this, right, if we go to look at future projections, another sick ad. This is what I was talking about. Future projections, right? So right now this says, let's go to subscriber milestones, because that's what I'm more intrigued by. So we're at what? 7,500 right now. No, I'm sorry. What are we at? We're way more than that. We're at 8,300 right now, 8,300. So when we look at something like this, you can see in 69 days, nice. So by May 10th, this has us at 10K already. And what I will say is when I started tracking this a couple of months ago, it had us hitting 10K in like late June. So what's been cool is to see these numbers change. But like, if you look, what's 3 years from now? I don't know. What's that? Like 1,000, good Lord. So like, okay, let's say it's like right here. Oh, they have dates. I could have just looked at the dates. So this is 2026, right? This has us at 200,000 subscribers, right? Now, I don't know. That's projections. That's based on the growth that we've seen right now. I'm sure there's lulls and stuff like that. But when you're looking at that kind of growth, that's what I mean. So like year one, we just want to keep chugging along. And then like, hey, cool. If we see a lot of growth on the revenue side, that's awesome. But as our subscribers continue to grow, as our total social media platform continues to grow, it's much easier for us to be like, hey, brand deals. Remember that number we had 4 years ago? It's going up. So it's easy to, it'll be much easier to do that. But anyways, that's some stuff that I look at that helps. I wanted to, and to speak on the brand deals a little bit too, like just through our conversations, I don't want to like give too many numbers. I don't want to give too many numbers out of like what that conversation was like, but I you know what I can tell you. So our brand deal with Own the Moment for that year is basically like $500 a month. And wait, hey, listen, there's no dunking on the moment. I'm very grateful they were like our first sponsor. It was awesome working with them. That was like fair for what we were. And so $500 a month. In talking to the brand manager specialists a little bit and about like what some of the deals are based on the stickiness of our community, the size of our community, we were underselling ourselves by 10x maybe. So I'm excited to see what those numbers look like, and you'll be able to see what those numbers look like as well. Racktech is assuming the playback numbers figure into the revenue split. That's a great question, Mac Attack. Any sort of revenue that does come in to Team Hold will be a part of that. That I should double check. The only reason I was hesitating is because that is kind of just going to other people right now, since I'm not doing the bulk of that streaming. But what I imagine would happen is it would still come in to the Team Hold community, to the Team Hold account, and then we would pay out. Again, this is me. I will get a good answer. We will pay out the people that are doing that work. That would be my guess, because it is supposed to be any revenue that comes in over this time, and technically that is revenue. So I think that would make sense, to just then pay them out as like pay them out. Let me double check on the playback. Which honestly isn't a lot right now, Mac Attack. But as playback continues to grow, maybe, and we continue to grow with it, that might be a little more of a profitable thing. And then maybe we have like more Team Hold employees. You stream on Team Hold and you get paid. So that's a great question. Let me look into it. Top Shot Common Man says, I'm glad we're not talking about the NBA today. That's because the Mavericks are now 1-4 with Luka and Kyrie playing together. What else we got? Any other questions in here? It looks like there's a chart on that site. Oh, you want to see a chart? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, we can. Here, you want to know what I like doing? You want to know? Let's go to this. Let's go to compare. This is what I like doing. We're going to compare some YouTube channels here. And then just for the comedy, let's do this. Let's compare these channels. Maybe we compare the First Mint after this too. Although the First Mint's a podcast, so they'd probably come back at me and be like, do the podcast numbers next, bro. All right, so we're a B-. They're a C+. Let's see. So look at this. So we're the red. Can you guys see this? Okay, yeah, we're the red. Look at this. Look at this growth, baby. April, bang, bang. And like we're catching them. But this is what I think is fun. This is what I enjoy. Let's go to, all right, averages, whatever. Let's go to future subscribers. Look at that. See, this is the stuff that makes me happy. And to be fair, they don't do content anymore. So I am doing it against a dead channel, but it still makes me happy. So I will do it. What else we got? Yeah, Weisberg. Shout out Weisberg, who's been taking on the bulk of the playback stuff. So we will figure that out. We will figure that I do think, I don't know how the oversubscribed crew feels, but I do feel like that ends up being what we do, is where the money comes, the playback revenue stream comes into the Team Hold account, and then we just pay you out as the employee. And then congrats, you're an employee. Everybody wants more jobs. All right, cool. Do we have anything else? This went 52 minutes. We actually might not talk about basketball today, which is crazy. Because I'll just say, hey, listen, the Warriors came back and won. Minnesota beat the Clippers. Clippers aren't serious. The Lakers lost to the Grizzlies. Ooh, see how you compare to no dunks. Oh, man, that's going to, you know what, though? Honor to you even to say that. Shout out the no dunks guys, by the way. They're the best. It seems that is it No Dunks? What's their official handle? Let's see. What's No Dunks' official handle here? Let's see. What do we got? What's their No Dunks Inc., babe. Man, that's so cool. No Dunks Inc. Are you kidding? All right, let's do it. This is what we call humble pie. Well, hey, they're a B, though. They're a B. Let's go. Look at that. 30. Look at this growth this is April 21. Whoo, baby. Look at those numbers. They're like up over 60K now. Wow. Wow, 63 subs. That's crushing it. 14 million views. They're also starting to crush their shorts. The shorts have been absolutely crushed. How do we link our investment to the Discord YouTube so we get those? MacTech. So I gotta finagle with G Done a little bit on the YouTube side of things. So I got to finagle with that. For the gated Discord, I'm going to be able to see I'll be able to see like, or the oversubscribed team will be able to see who's in, and then I'll be able to manually do it on that end. So that might take like I'll try to get that up to date like twice a week. So like on Friday, I'll probably run a number, add people in. Also, if you like, you guys could totally do this too. Totally up to you. But if you like email me, like screenshot a confirmation or something like that, I could do it through there as well. Investors will receive an email with instructions after a successful fundraise. Okay, that's good. That's good. What else you got? No, you're not asking Mac Attack. That's exactly what this is for, man. Keep asking the questions. The questions are great. The questions are great. It's helpful. I mean, this has been good the whole time. So the questions are super helpful. But yeah, well, so the plan will be, we won't do another like full hour show like this tomorrow. But I'll continue to like, save 10 minutes or so in each stream to talk a little bit about it, see where we're at, answer any questions. We'll have the Discord, like truly use the oversubscribe channel in the Discord, because that's where, when I have it in writing too, it's easy, instead of just like reading it on stream, it's easy for me to check with the oversubscribe crew to get those answers. But I'm super excited. This was I always get like really stressed out and anxious before we like do the thing. Even like with traveling, I'm like that. Like I'm like, why am I doing this? What a huge mistake. Why would I go to Utah for All-Star weekend? I should just be at home in sweatpants. And then like when it happens, it's like super exciting. So this was like a stressful buildup, even though I did like nothing. Like the oversubscribed team does like 98% of it. But I'm like so excited that it's up and running, and I'm excited to pay Veronica. I'm a big fan. I don't know if it's coming from like the college world where you just like, abuse interns, where you're like, hey, what if you did work for 60 hours a week and we just like gave you a thumbs up on your resume. So I would like to be able to do that. And then it's got me pumped for Vegas, man. Vegas is going to be so fun. Like it was really cool of JP and the Top Shot crew to help us out last year. Or I guess we helped them out because they canceled the convention and we did the show. But I'm really excited to just be like, yeah, we booked the venue. Like the venue, it's ours. And then we're going to get some sponsors to help do it. We already have some players that are going to be coming on the show. Like we've got contacts now. It's going to be our third summer league. And now that we're able to like do it for real, it's pretty cool. And we're all doing it. That's what's exciting about it. We're all doing it. And now you guys care about my success just about as much as I care about my success, which I love as well. All right, let me look at something real quick. I'm just going to do a quick rundown. This is going to be like a minute of NBA hoops in case you have any questions. The Hawks, they lost, which is funny. I like that. I like that the Hawks are losing games. Quinn Snyder owned 1. Bradley Beal scored 37. Nice to have him back. The Bucks are never going to lose again. Giannis is the best player of all time. 33-15 as they beat the Brooklyn Nets. Raptors beat the Bulls. Both of those teams are sad. Memphis beat the Lakers. Nuggets beat the Rockets. The Jokic got a triple-double in like 27 minutes of 14, 11, and 10. Murray dropped 32. Rockets are sad. Sacktown, like the beam. The Kangs beat the Thunder. Sabonis had 22, 13, and 9. They were without Fox. Keegan Murray went for 13, 10, and 4. J-Dubs for the Thunder at 27. SGA was still out. Mavericks, I already said, LOL. Can you believe they lost? Pacers won 124, 122. Miles Turner dropped 24. Hallie 32. Luka at 39, 8, and 6. Kyrie only got 16. The Spurs beat the Jazz, so maybe the Jazz will tank after all. Keldon Johnson, big body, dropped 25. Warriors were down big early and then still beat the Blazers by almost 20 points. Dante DiVincenzo at 24. Clay went for 23. Jordan Poole, 29. Kuminga had a monster dunk for 16. Dame, 25. Grant, 24. And the last but not least, Minnesota beat the Clippers. Clippers aren't serious. McDaniels had 20 and 6. Ant-Man only at 18. PG, 25 and 6. Kawhi, 23. That's wild. McDaniels the only guy on the team to score 20, and somehow they beat the Clippers. It's crazy. Anyways, that's the NBA as fast as I can do it. All right. Well, there will be more information on this. Again, I appreciate everyone just hanging. How can we get a percentage of the billions residuals? You mean from Law Student number 38 from season 4, episode 6 of Billions? Yeah, dude, I'll make sure you get a cut of that. God, man, what did I think I made like $100 for that. That was like one of the first things I did. I think that was right before I quit my job. And then the pandemic started. So that's pretty cool. You should do shorts like that for the NBA recap. That was awesome. That's a great idea, Snoopaloop. We'll just cancel the NBA bit and only do this. That's a great idea, though. I love that. All right. We'll be back tonight at 7 o'clock. And then at 9 o'clock, check out Watch Your Work last night. Shout out the oversubscribe guys. Continue to fire more questions if you got them for me. Get in the Discord, get on Twitter. Appreciate everybody for doing all of this stuff. This was a lot of fun. I'm exhausted. I need to go to bed, but I can't. I got to go take the dog so he can get cleaned. So good times all around. I hope everybody has a great day. We'll see you back later here tonight. We out. To do the giveaway. I forgot to do the giveaway. That's good, though. We just like whittled out some people. I like that. I like that we forgot to do the giveaway. Let's do it real quick. It's going to be for a Top Shot moment. No one else can enter unless you get hashtag oversubscribe. 53 entries. Here we go. If you win this thing. Oh, I'm not sharing screen. I'm not sharing screen. Bang. There we go. There we go. Almost rugged. Almost rugged. Dude, just like yesterday. I know. I had a lot. Veronica. Now it's hashtag rigged. Now it's hashtag rigged. That's because we haven't been able to pay her yet. So I got to get her some moments. That was too funny. That was great. I'm glad we came back and did that just so everyone else could be mad again. All right, we're out of here.